This module is related to the regional differences in trade integration. That how trade integration is going to face different kind of differences with respect to the regions. There are 3 or 4 important components, 3 related to the regions, specifically distance, common border, and common language. And 4th one is related to their agreements. So regional trade agreements which are going to club these countries which are the part of that particular region. There are different definitions with respect to the regions of the Asia, and Asia 5 is relating to the Central Asia and Asia 4 is related to the East Asia. We are going to focus on that through this study, which reference is mentioned here. You can consult that study for detail. Actually, we are going to focus on this table, and this table is going to show the comparison of determinants of goods and services trade, how goods and services are being traded across regions. First, we need to understand what the regional common perspective, and then we are going to conclude in opposite if these differences are commonalities are going to decrease, then regional differences are going to increase. And more the regional differences, it means less possibility of trade and integration or globalization. But if more commonalities are there, then countries are going to join each other in terms of strong integration and globalization process. So these studies are going to show with respect to distance, common border, common language, and regional trade agreements. Interestingly, you will observe that in first study, the distance, if it is going to be slightly larger, it is going to cause negative impact. And it's natural because more the distance, geographically distant countries have to spend more in terms of cost, insurance, and freight. But on the other side, if border is common, then it has positive impact. Automatically, common border mean even though they have more distance, but due to the common border, they can expand their trade. On the other side, if common language is there, common language is playing vital role in terms of specifically if people are going to migrate, the labor is going to migrate. So they are going to trade more with each other. On the other side, in this study, regional trade agreements didn't show any kind of effect. Further 2 studies, they are showing the same slightly larger negative impact of distance and the large negative impact of on services. So actually distance is playing important role, but inversely, and it's quite natural. On the other side, common border, it shows the positive role. So again, it's natural and it is according to the reality on ground. More common borders mean more potential for trade of goods as well as services. But however, here common border is playing vital role in terms of increasing goods, trade related to goods. In case of common language, it is going to increase the services. So it has positive impact in terms of services. So services are going to grow. And 2 studies only focus on regional trade agreements. First one, where it is not going to have any relevance, but it has positive impact in this Lennon study 2009. So it means the regional trade agreements are important. Now we are going to further focus on these with respect to Central Asia and East Asia, Europe and North America. What is the status? Out of 10 countries, only 1 country has common border. So low regional bias exists in terms of trading goods. On the other side, common language, only 3 countries have out of 10 common language. So there is a bit high regional bias towards services. Mean more the countries have common language, there are more chances that they are going to do trade in services. If more countries have common borders, they are going to do more trade with reference to each other in terms of goods. So as a whole, you can conclude that much higher regional bias in services exist. On the other side, in Asia 4, again only no country is going to have common border. So there is much lower regional bias. Only 1 country has common language. Therefore, no significant difference in terms of services. And again, much higher regional bias in services only found. In Europe, 4 out of 15 countries have common border, but none of them have common language. So in services, they have low regional bias, but in case of goods, they have high regional bias. So high regional bias in goods On the other side, North America, only 2 countries have common border out of 3, so it's quite high regional bias in terms of goods, and 1 country has common language, so relatively high regional bias in services as well. So regional bias exists, high regional bias exists in terms of goods mainly. So we can observe regarding services regional trade agreements or how they are going to have their impact. 4 countries have out of 10 regional trade agreements, so relatively low regional bias. 3 out of 6, 50%, low regional bias. 15 by 15 in case of Europe, so high regional bias exists here. All the countries are the part of the regional trade agreements. In North America, again 3 by 3, all countries are the part of the regional trade agreement. So most of the countries are the part of any regional trade agreement. There would be more scope that they are going to do more trade on the basis of their regions. Therefore, regional bias mean based on region they are going to expand their trade. So automatically we can find out the regional differences. So outcome is simple. More the regional commonalities exist among or across the countries, more trade or globalization or integration would be the outcome. On the other side, if it would be reversed, then integration or globalization is going to be compromised.